The harshest voice in your life is yours. Let's talk about that for a minute. Have you ever been driving on the freeway and there's traffic and you find yourself getting really impatient? And then you look over and you see the person in the next lane over? They're going just a little bit slower than you are, and you think to yourself, so let me ask you a question. How much power do you think you have in your life? And it ends up running our life. We end up living in fear. Look at that critical voice. Look at it and acknowledge it. Acknowledge it for what it is. Say hello to it and say thank you to it. And when you learn how to quiet that critical voice down, you can start to reclaim your power, and you can start to feel more and more and more. Think about the things that it tells you. Think about the things that it's got you believing about yourself, about your life, about what you're capable of and what you're not capable of. And I want you to start to recognize those things and start to question them. Question that critical voice. The only way that we know how to do that is by becoming aware of it. Okay. And then stepping back and looking at it, and then choosing to do something else instead. You can start to expand back into your life and live it on your terms, not on the terms of that critical voice or on the terms of other people. But I want you to recognize that that voice is not you. That voice is a part of you, but it's not you. So sometimes we need a tool to help us step back so that we can get some space between us and that critical voice, so that we can start to quiet it down. And if you'd like to learn some more tools to help you stay connected to yourself, to your power, so that you can quiet that critical voice down once and for all, go to my website and claim your free 5 Senses tool. Thank you. One of the tools that I use and teach other people to use is the 5 Senses tool. And you can learn that tool and many other tools like it on my website. We let that critical voice dictate to us what we should do, what we shouldn't do, who we should be, who we shouldn't be. And that is not the way that you were meant to live your life. How much control do you feel like you have over the things that happen to you on a day-to-day basis? Because here's what happens. When we start giving our power away to other people or to things outside of our control, what we also doing is we re-giving that power over to that critical voice inside of us. And when we do that, that critical voice gets louder and louder and louder. What we end up having happen is we end up feeling less and less and less. We shrink ourselves down so that we can fit into the expectations of other people, or we do things that are outside of our values. Our truth, because we're trying to get that critical voice to shut up. What an idiot. They don't know how to drive. What the heck is wrong with them? And then all of a sudden you hear a voice in your head that says, hey, at least you're not that person. That voice in your head, that critical voice, is what we're going to be talking about today, because that voice has got to shut up. You can learn how to silence that inner critic so that you can reclaim your power and stop giving it away. And what ends up happening is it never works. And that critical voice gets louder and louder and louder until it's screaming at us all the time. So what I want you to do is I want you to turn around right now and look inside of yourself. When you learn how to separate yourself from that critical voice, you can then start to quiet it down. So I want you to think about that critical voice inside of you. It's very difficult to do that when we're in the middle of the emotion. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked this video, hit the like button.